Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. Demon Slayer has finally ended with chapter 205 and we have a lot to discuss. Seriously, whenever a series ends it always leaves a bittersweet feeling because anyone who was keeping up to date will now lose the precious feeling of the anticipation for the next chapter. For now though, I'm going to be covering Tower of God in its place. However, if you guys want us to cover more Demon Slayer content and explain a lot of concepts, then we will do so. Please let us know in the comment section below about that. But for now, let's get right into this chapter. We start off way into the future of the modern day Tokyo. You know, that dreamland for many of us weebs, where it seemed that Tanjiro and Kanao had kids. And we see the descendants, both boys, one who looks like Kanao and the other who looks like Tanjiro. Kanao lookalike is the elder one named Kanata Kamado and his younger brother is named Sumihiko Kamado. Anyways, Kanata being the more responsible one tries waking his brother up for school as he himself gets ready. We then get into the cover art with the descendants of Tanjiro and Kanao, who would be the Kamado brothers along with Zenitsu and Nezuko's descendants, the Agatsuma siblings, walking to school. Now, there is also something I noticed. They obviously are distant cousins, but I think there is a shit between one of them.
Oh, you nasty ass bastard! You fucking nasty ass motherfucker! That's nasty, man! Ow!
Like, what the heck? Are they holding hands? Yes, damn it, man, it has to mean something. And in the back, there is a boy girl who is more than likely the descendant of Inosuke and the butterfly girl I mentioned in the last chapter. But as we read on, we then get our introduction to Zenitsu and Nezuko's great-grandchildren, Yoshiteru and his older sister Toko. Knowing that they are their great-grandkids confirms 3 generations has passed since the fight against Muzan and we are on the 4th generation. And like the other siblings, each of them represents both parties. The elder sister Toko is like Nezuko and Yoshiteru is like Zenitsu. Seriously, the similarities is uncanny. Zenitsu's look-alike, Yoshiteru, is seen reading Zenitsu's diary where the fight against Muzan is recorded. But as he reads the events, he even starts crying like Zenitsu. His sister then surprise kicks him, telling the boy to stop reading that science fiction again and get ready for school. Now, even though this girl is pretty wild, it's nice to see that both Kamado and the Agatsuma elder siblings tries to take responsibility for their youngins. So as the Agatsuma siblings walk to school, Yoshiteru asks his sister if she believes in reincarnation and then continues to say how he feels the people who lost their lives to the demons are reborn and can find happiness in their new lives. This is 100% a play on to the fact of the last conversation we hear between Iguro and Kanoji talking about rebirth and love, along with many other indications to this concept. But you know, Nezuko 2.0 is like, bruh, I don't even know what you just said, but look at this hottie right here. The gold medal winner in gymnastics, Uzui Tenma, which actually reinforces the point that the boy made about reincarnation, as all of us should know that Tenma gets his sexiness from his ancestor Tengen Uzui. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? The Harem King. Seriously, this guy was a legend. I'm talking about that sound pillar. But little Zenitsu brushes this dude off by saying he must be trash for mocking the reporter that was interviewing him. Speaking of which, Yoshiteru grabs Toko's phone and checks out another news story about a botanist named Hashibira Oba. And of course, being a descendant of Zenitsu, he's like, kawaii. Oh, seriously guys, don't judge me. But then Sally finds out that she is actually a he. And we all know he's a reincarnation of pretty boy Inosuke. Turns out Oba discovered some new blue spider lily that only comes out 2 to 3 times a year and only blooms during the day. Yes guys, this is the explanation we all have been waiting for. Did this live up to the hype? No! Well, I don't know. But Muzan must be roasting in hell thinking, damn, is that where it was? What a paradox. He couldn't even find it for a century because it only came out when the sun was out. You know, sun's out, guns out, Muzan, what can I say? Anyways, it turns out that the botanist made a mistake and let the blue spider lily wither by mistake. Yeah, right, mistake. And then we quickly jump to seeing 2 twins who are definitely the Miss Pillar Tokito and his bro. We also get a cute little glimpse of the butterfly estate sisters, Kanai and Shinobu's reincarnation, obviously distracting mini Zenitsu. Like, who can't be checking out these girls, you know? Well, then he comes back to reality as he sees his sister Toko greeting Kanata, who appears to be her love interest, as they start simping for each other, you know, cousins love. No! Oh, and look, we finally get to see our favorite pillar. It seems like they are all going one by one, as the next pair we see are Kanroji and her snake boy Iguro. Snake sound, you hear that? That's the sound of love. You know, this is shit is happening. We can finally be happy that everyone is being reincarnated. We move back to the younger Kamado sibling, yeah, the one who looks like Tanjiro. He wakes up in a panic realizing he's late for school. In a rush, my man jumps out the window, but don't get me wrong guys, he knows parkour, so don't try this shit at home. He does his Assassin's Creed shit, passing through what looks like the reincarnation of the old legends grandpas, the Thunder Hashira and the Water Hashira Urakodaki. We also see on the news that a Obayashiki man has broken the world record for living the longest. This man might be our boy Kiriya. He is alive guys, he lived this long, oh my god. Another Easter egg was put forward, was a business under the name Haganizuka Maintenance, which if you guys don't remember was the family name of Tanjiro's swordsmith. Tanjiro 2.0 runs past it, bumping into another set of reincarnation. This time it's the 3 butterfly girls from the butterfly mansion, but our boy really doesn't want to be late for school. He continues running on incoming traffic guys. Yes guys, this is literally this guy is freaking Daredevil and shit. He's able to do his parkour, badass jump over a police car, and guess what? Saneme and his brother Genya are alive. They're reincarnated too, but this time they became coppers. Listen guys, this chapter is really to highlight the reincarnation of the Demon Slayer. So as Sumihiko runs into his school, we get to see Urakadachi's students. I'm talking about the reincarnated Sabito, Makomo and Tomioka, but they literally shove Easter eggs down our throat with these ones because they also seem to be holding a little mask which looks like the one we see on the ghost Dio. We then move on to another boy who, to be honest, I can't tell which reincarnation this one is, so guys help me down in the comment section below. I know he's probably one of the Demon Slayers, but he's looking at the painting of Tamayo, and guess who is the painter? Yes, Yushiro is still alive, demon and all, but he's spending all of his time painting Tamayo in all different ways of life. But we move back to Sumihiko, who meets up with his friend the fire pillar Rengoku, his reincarnation that is, and these boys seem like best friends. I always wanted Tanjiro and Kyojuro to be best buddies, and as they dabble in the conversation, we get the police Genya and Saneme chasing after Sumihiko, but the boys escape just on time using their math skills to jump over the school gate. The police brothers decide to just talk it out with the teachers instead. Now as this chapter ends, we get a glimpse back at the botanist, who is obviously the love child descendant of Inosuke, and Kanzaki, the Demon Slayer that was helping in the butterfly mansion, who states the world is peaceful again, even though he is going to get fired from the lab, indicating that more than likely he let the blue spider lily wither away on purpose and is knowledgeable about the past and what this blue spider lily can be used for. The last page ends off with Sumihiko's mother getting a call from his school. I guess the boy didn't get away with anything after all, especially with Genya and Saneme as the police. Come on man, what are you thinking? You can't run away from that. Now the last panel is very heartwarming as we get to see a final goodbye with Tanjiro's relics and the Demon Slayer gang together in one last picture. And there we have it, the last chapter of Demon Slayer. Okay guys, this was about our discussions on the final chapter of Demon Slayer, and seriously there's a lot to cover here. I don't know what to start, I don't know where to begin. Oh my god, this shit was crazy, yeah? It still hit the 7.10 mark, so it's not a bad shit anime.
What's that?
Trash.
Alright guys, so obviously I'm gonna have to say something about this chapter because I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna speak for the fans that are upset. I'm gonna say I am disappointed with this final chapter. Overall, because I loved Demon Slayer to the point where I thought it was a masterpiece. You can argue with me and say, oh, Demon Slayer was never gonna be a masterpiece, but to me it was. That's how much I like this manga. So it was at a 9.5 for me. It was gonna enter my top 10 anime of all time or manga that I've read, right? And that's countless at this point. But the final 20 chapters did make me disappointed, and it completely ruined the story in some aspects where it created plot holes. Zan was a terrible villain, and for some reason, I just feel like we got cheated.
Not.
But as we explained here, to be fair, I don't think it was the writer's fault. I think there was some major issues wherever she was going through. Again, could have took a hiatus, but I don't know why she didn't. Maybe they had to push forward. No, just finish it. Maybe
I agree with you. I feel sorry for the author. Unfortunate for the events that occurred, but the anime had enough content for 2 more years adaptation because there was at least 180 chapters at that point. So the manga industry, they should have given her a break. Listen, I don't know why everyone's so upset because I still thought this was 9.5. With the final chapter and this finale, I'm still giving it a 7.5 out of 10. So I don't know why everyone's upset. I'm being honest here. Honesty has no value on YouTube.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
It's about criticism, innit? It's how you give the criticism. In the end of the day, yeah, people don't like criticism. People feel like if you're criticizing the whole chapter, this whole series, whereas in the ending, yeah, you didn't say that. It's just the ending which kind of failed forward. Even the the last explanation about the blue spider lily, what did you thought about that?
The blue that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough.
The blue spider lily was basically a special flower that comes only on the daytime. So Muzan obviously can't go out in day. That's why he couldn't find it. But I'm still disappointed. They didn't explain other factors. I'm happy they went back to the Blue Spider Lily. But I'm thinking, why did it? If it was such a, it's still kind of common, right? It still kind of comes out. Is there no other
but
demons?
And obviously, some people's perspective on this chapter, I've heard some people say this. I'm not saying this personally, but they are saying this final chapter was like, oh, it was just all a dream.
Y'all are stupid.
I'm not saying I feel that way, but some people do.
I don't know. I disagree with that point. I like the fact that everyone in the end got reincarnated.
I wanted to
episode
see the original crew
happened.
getting married. I wanted to see them as adults.
But then it wouldn't be realistic. They have to die, man. I think if they didn't die, then it'd feel like, wait, no one died
No,
against
but
all
like,
these
just give
demons.
us two more, like, give us 2 more chapters. I want to see them as adults, like getting married, having babies. Like, she shipped them all, man. We want to see the ship be fulfilled. That's like not,
Let's
that's
say about
like
the
Hinata
ship.
not
Arthur,
ending up
what do you-
Naruto, man.
No, we know the ship worked though. We know that Kanao got with Tanjiro. That's 100% because every single
I know,
one of
but I
these.
just wanted to see it.
But what do you think about the cousin's ship?
Yeah,
That's
I
the-
don't know
the-
what's going on here. Nezuko's falling in love with her cousin. That's fine, I guess.
You mean Nezuko's descent? You mean the girl who looks like Nezuko?
Well, this is what Sunria wanted,
Wait,
like.
what? I
few
thought that's
chapters
Nezuko.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
This is
yeah.
what I wanted.
Oh yeah, Sunria, you predicted this.
So yes,
Oh, yeah,
you
I did
predicted. You
that,
got
I did.
ballsy prediction.
No,
You should Tanjiro and Nezuko.
Yeah, Tanjiro and Nezuko, I shipped them. 1%.
But another aspect of this chapter, which I found kind of disrespectful, but at the same time, I do get it. This would be the case in the future grandchildren, where, you know, future Zenitsu-looking boy, he says he's reading the diary of Zenitsu, yeah, and he's like saying they took down the boss. But Nezuko's descendant comes and says this is all science fiction bullshit, right? Oh, but obviously I get it. Yeah, the future generation would say that, but I saw that as disrespectful.
Is it
So
though?
Nezuko.
No, because I invested in all these characters, I read all the chapters, and to see a future generation character to disregard everything they did with the knowledge that we have,
But
it
that
is,
kind of
like,
makes sense
kinda
though,
wrong.
if it's like generations in the future.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
If you found a diary of your ancestors talking about some like Demon Slayer shit, like you're gonna disregard it. You're gonna say fake news.
Yeah, no.
It's realistic, man. To be honest, yeah, it's not, you know, like every single one of them forgot about the past. If you look right at the end, yeah, you know, the descendant of Inosuke and Kanzaki girl, butterfly girl, that kid who became a botanist and he found the blue spider lily and he purposely destroyed it because obviously he knows the Demon Slayer history and he wanted to keep the originality. I'm sorry, not originality, but the
think so.
yeah, 100%. He literally says in the end of the chapter, he says, what did he say? Something like, the world is peaceful again today. The reason he says that is because he did, and that mistake, a supposed mistake he did, was not really, you know, a mistake. He did it by purpose.
Right, I liked Tanjiro's ancestor, the parkour he did, Rengoku's ancestor. I like seeing this.
They're
It's Dragon Ball
grandchildren.
GT ending, innit? Dragon
Yeah.
Ball GT.
Isn't it? And I like the little Easter egg they put up on the last chapter. Honestly, yeah, even when it came to Tomioka and
Easter egg?
Sabito and the girl, yeah,
What Easter egg?
they had, you know, if when you go to you know, the kid that looks like Tanjiro, he's doing his parkour trying to get to school, and then he passes by three kids.
Oh,
They're basically
yeah.
reincarnations, and they're holding that little mask that their ancestors used to wear.
Oh yeah.
How does that even
See
make
the-
sense?
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to make sense. Yeah, it's just the Easter egg.
Yeah.
Another.
we
Yeah.
even saw the Ubiyashiki mention, you know, like the oldest person in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's alive. He's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the opposite of the curse that they had. So now they don't
Yeah,
get along.
that, I liked that close.
And also, there's also another Easter egg. Yeah, you guys probably didn't notice. Yeah, I noticed that I was reading it. You know the building that Fumihiko passes. You know, Tanjiro's descendant.
Haganezuka
He passes a maintenance. Yeah, and do you know who Haganezuka is? It's basically the swordsmith that used to come to.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
these. I like these
Oh,
little
these
tidbits,
things.
man.
It's really. I'll be honest. I liked the
Yeah,
last
overall
chapter.
it was disappointing though. Still disappointing.
The chapter itself was like I liked it, but overall, when you look at the ending,
Holistically looking at
Yeah.
it.
I think
The
there's a
chapter, the
chapter is
final
good.
chapter isn't bad. It's just connecting all the dots.
Yeah.
No.
A couple of questions
no,
still
no,
hasn't been
no.
answered. Come on. So, what are you saying, Sonia? What do you say?
This is the best chapter of the
Oh
entire
my.
series.
To be honest, it is. It's the ending, isn't it?
oh my god.
It is.
But overall, it's
Like removing
10.
our emotions and attachment to the manga because we read it weekly and just using pure logic. It's just so like what the hell happened in this ending?
100%.
I think we're thinking of it way too logically.
Well, we're old fucks innit? We're boomers. So,
I know,
No,
what do
we
you
only
know?
we only read Naruto and Black Clover, so our
Yeah.
opinions don't matter. Fuck off,
Yeah.
balls deep guy.
Okay, guys, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe, ding the
What are you
notification
talking about? They've
bell.
already smashed
Okay,
this
no-
like and left.
Alright,
Garbage
later.
community. Garbage. Don't do that.